I saw at least 400, 500 people there. The explosion was really powerful. Half of them were thrown into the water and others on the ground. We carried the wounded here on stretchers, and here, my clothes are completely bloodied.
All right, well, let's talk to Diva Patang, who's in London. She's a presenter at an Afghanistan national television station called RTA. Diva, thanks for joining us. This is what everyone feared might happen. What are you hearing from your friends and colleagues in Afghanistan?
Thank you. Yes, looking at all these videos and footages is very, very painful. It's something that I think a lot of Afghans were thinking that now that the Taliban are in power, suicide attacks will be less of a common. That is something, at least they were happy that they would be able to walk on the street without explosions happening. But today, what a lot of Afghans has actually experienced was a devastated time for a lot of families. I had some friends who were close by who contacted me to say that at least 300 people killed. I know that on the report said it says that 13, maybe 30, maybe 20 people have been killed, but the numbers are very, very high. It has not been confirmed yet how many people has died. But what a lot of Afghans are actually tired, and they are just sick and tired of all the politicians and all their colorful condemnations that they are saying that they're condemning all this attack. It has been going on for years. Afghans need to have peace. It's enough of killings. And you have seen today, Afghans were all covered in blood, and children got killed, ladies got killed, and it's something that I think Afghans do deserve some peacetime.
So are you hearing that there are still Afghans who are trying to get out? What are you hearing about those who still want to leave?
To be very fair, I know a lot of Afghans that they have got either British citizenship or US citizenship. They don't want to come because it's so crowded. They are getting contacted by the Foreign Office or MOD, the Ministry of Defense, to telling them to come to Baran Hotel where the attack took place, to the airport. But the security has not been taken seriously. Although US was aware that an attack could be possible around that area, but then you have all these countries, the most powerful countries around the world, you have them around you, but then they are not able to have their intelligence in place. It was a big intelligence failure today, what happened in Kabul. A lot of people died. And in one side, you see the Taliban saying that we didn't take the control of the airport. And then on the other side, the Americans are saying that we knew that an attack could take place. But if you knew that an attack could take place, why nothing has actually been done for it? Why so many people got killed?
Do you think this will make Afghans more fearful of the security situation in the country?
Oh, yes, definitely. If you see, and one day so many people are getting killed, and especially if they're getting killed where they're trying to board, and you see all the security forces from all around the world. You see Americans there, British soldiers there, and a lot of other country soldiers there to evacuate their nationals. If you see attack taking place in a place like that, of course, people are fearful that attack could take place anywhere else. I know that we hear that there could be other terrorist organizations that could take the responsibilities. But then so many years of 20 years of war that has taken place in this country. And then what at the end? Now all these countries are trying to take their nationals. What has actually happened to this country with all these trillions and billions of pounds that has been spent? And then the way that actually this country is left, you can see that the blood of rivers is actually all around Kabul. I think Afghans deserve better. They don't deserve this. What is happening right now is very painful. Myself, I was watching it. Tears were coming out of my eyes. My whole body was shaking. I've got families there. I'm frightened to even tell them to come to the airport, to try to board a plane, to travel and come to this country or anywhere else.
Is that your biggest fear now, that many of those wanting to flee will get left behind?
Of course. I mean, if I am there, I don't think I would dare to see attack like this taking place, to dare myself to come. to the airport to travel. A lot of people would now think that instead of coming to the airport to get killed, we might stay at home, we might not get killed. The security situation is really bad. I think what has happened is that I understand that the country was left in a vacuum. The president walked off, and then the Taliban came into the country. They still trying to understand how they need to govern, because they knew how to fight, but they didn't know how to govern the country. So they're left in a situation which is very difficult for them. But at the same time, we see that how Americans are actually fleeing this country and leaving Afghanistan in this situation is a big failure for Americans. I understand that today they were talking about, well, this attack took place to show to Americans that they failed big time. There is no question. Of course, America failed in Afghanistan. The way they left this country, how many years of tragedy and so many lives has been lost. And then at the end, we still see that a lot of casualties is taking place. A lot of people are getting killed. There is no difference. The country went behind, I would say, all these years that Afghans have tried to make a life in that country and make changes. It has actually went into the river. So nothing has, I mean, we can see the difference right now. It is bloodshed. We see blood all around the Kabul airport. It's very painful pictures to see. And there are not just 20, 30 people who have been killed. There are hundreds of people that has been killed today.
And so, I mean, you have managed to leave the country, but do you fear that the Taliban won't allow women and girls to continue to work and gain an education?
Well, this is a fear that a lot of Afghans would have. My biggest fear, I would say, is not just the education. I think it would be security. Will the Taliban be able to provide security? If there's no security in the country, even if you have a job or if you have education, what are you going to do with that if you're actually leaving your house with a lot of fear? So the biggest fear, of course, for the country and for a lot of mothers would be the security. I know that girls want to go to education. This is something that the Taliban need to prove to the world, that they would allow girls to go back to education. They would be able to go to universities. They would be able to present. I myself, I want to come back into presentation, to be able to present again on the TV programs. But this is my fear as well, that I don't know if that something would be possible. But to me, I think the security of my country is the essential part. This is something that is very, very important that Afghanistan needs at the moment.
OK, Diva Patang, who's in London, but a presenter at the Afghan national television station, RTA, thanks so much for joining us on the programme.